Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together and pass it to the next generation. The content that I've got for you today is a segment from a Tim Pool episode that I caught where he was addressing a new Gen Z gun controller, ranting and raving on, I think it was TikTok, about how they were going to rewrite the entire system. And Tim Pool's reaction to this was something that only Tim could do. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear you guys respond to this, because there's an interesting theme that I'm seeing across the Gen Z gun violence activist that seems to have started around Davey Hogg. Like I said, everything we linked, can't wait to hear from you guys. And if you are new or you are a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn that notification bell on. We need as many of you as possible to get into the fold to spread information out like this to pass that blessing of the segment along to the next generation. And this reaction to the whole Tim Pool, the whole TikTok thing was brought to you by SDI. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and modify your own guns. And if you're looking to turn a hobby into a career, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. Their online courses cover everything from ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting, sports management, and more, plus all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to turn a hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? Thank you so much to SDI for sponsoring this content, and again, that link is in the description. But my brothers and sisters, I have something to admit. I love me some Tim Pool. The way he delivers things, the way he addresses things, I just really enjoy watching his content. But he reacts right now to a Gen Z TikTok influencer around the gun violence rant that he's about to give. First, I'm going to play the rant, say a few words, then show you what Tim said, because this was savage. All right, so first, get ready. This is going to numb your brain a little bit, and I commence.
This is a message to all the Republicans funded by the NRA, and this was inspired by a fantastic paper written by Chloe. Let me tell you something. Gen Z has sat by and idly watched as our friends and our family members are killed in schools and a gun epidemic has overtaken this country. We have sat by and we have idly watched over and over and over again as you value NRA money and the right to a gun over our lives. But this is what you do not understand. We are no longer watching. We are now voting. We are now in the streets, and I would be scared. Your time has come, and 2024 will be ugly. We are over this. Martin was a 14-year-old boy at Stoneman Douglas High School. He wanted to grow up and be in the Navy. He got shot and killed. You took away his right to be safe in school and grow up with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I promise you, you should be scared for 2024 because we are coming. We are coming.
Wow. All right, so there's a few things I'm going to break down about this because this is something that I'm catching. Have you noticed that all the gun control activists, all the political activists that the left is propagating at the lowest levels of our age demographics are really heavy on noise, distraction, movement, emotion, volume, but zero substance? Have you noticed that? For example, if you look at Davey Hogg, there's a whole lot of ranting and raving, but there's not a message of consistency other than emotional response. Very loud noises, flash, 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 but there's no substance at all. They don't have any backing on what the reasons for our Second Amendment rights are. They don't have any backing on historical context which prove the need for Second Amendment rights. They have nothing. They just have emotional context. Now, the other thing that I've noticed that a lot of these new little teamy bopper TikTok stars are saying, or TikTok influencers are saying around politics, is they like to sprinkle in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but then they get rid of the entire rest of the document, the entire rest of every piece of lettering, every amazingly inspired piece of our preamble, our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, but they sure pick on life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness and ignore the rest. Again, they are completely negating every bit of the Bill of Rights for safety. They are putting forward safety, and you should be scared because they're coming for you. Do you understand how silly this is? Because again, if you ask them a question, they're going to scream, rant, rave, wave their hands around, but they're not going to have any substance. But now, Tim Pool seems to be on this as well, and you can check the entire video out in the description if you want to see. But listen to what he says, because again, the main point of this channel is passing the blessing on of the Second Amendment to the next generation. While you're seeing the big flash and the emotional reaction and the response from these types of individuals, you're not seeing the underpinning. You're not seeing the Constitution-loving, freedom-loving individuals at this exact same demographic. But now let's get to what Tim said, because he does it in a way that is only Tim Pool.
But I'll put it this way. You can't have this distinction. Either the government is allowed to be armed all the time and they kill innocent people, or everyone is allowed to be armed and we equalize it. 3D printed guns exist. Point one, you cannot stop the proliferation of firearms because now they can be 3D printed. That's it. Argument over.
You can be a fan of Tim. You can not be a fan of Tim. Personally, I'm a fan of Tim. I love the way that he says that, where he just slowly delivers the rest of the sentence, and then he goes, argument over. So anyway, what else do you want to talk about? Let's talk about constitutional carry. 27 states so far, by the way. But he has a very valuable point. He's talking about the idea that technology is unlocking freedoms across the board, whether you talk about Twitter for the First Amendment, or you talk about YouTube, or you talk about any other social media. But then you also got 3D printing technology, which is allowing the Second Amendment to proliferate, in his own words. If you back out and you look at the next generation of what they're coming for and what they're doing and how they're saying and how they're propagating their points, it's extremely high, again, on flash, noise, movement. It's not based on substance, because everything that he just said doesn't address any of the underlying causes of what we're talking about. Why the Second Amendment will still be in place. Why gun rights are going to be cemented for the next generation as well. Just because you want safety over your rights makes you want a master, doesn't make you want freedom. That's the important piece. These kids don't understand this. I'm not saying in discounting them because they're young. I'm saying in discounting them because of the way that they're pursuing this. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.